Management, Masters of Commerce, 4th semester, Mangalore University, session 23. Retail marketing. In this session, you are going to learn about the retail pricing strategies. Learning objective: to understand about the retail pricing strategies. Session outcome: the students will be able to gain knowledge about the retail pricing strategies and its advantages and disadvantages. Retailers basically use four types of basic retail pricing strategies. Each of these strategies and its advantages and disadvantages are discussed in this session. The first is demand-oriented pricing strategy. Demand-oriented pricing strategy focuses on the quantities that the customer would buy at various prices. It largely depends on the perceived value attached to the product by the customer. Sometimes a high-priced product is perceived to be of a high quality and a low-priced product is perceived to be of a low quality. An understanding of the target market and the value proposition that they would look for is a key to demand-oriented pricing. When the prices adopted by the competitors play a key role in determining the price of the product, then competition-oriented pricing is said to follow. Here, the retailer may price a product on par with the competition above the competitor's price or below that price. The price charged is high if there is high demand for the product and low if the demand is low. The methods employed while pricing the product on the basis of demand are: first one, price skimming. Price skimming: initially the product is charged at a high price that the customer is willing to pay, and then it decreases gradually with time. Odd even pricing: the customers perceive prices like 99.99 or 11.49 to be cheaper than rupees 100. Next is penetration pricing. Price is reduced to compete with other similar products to allow more customer penetration. Prestige pricing. Pricing is done to convey the quality of the product. Next, price bundling. The offer of additional product or service is combined with the main product together with the special price. Next is cost-oriented pricing strategy. In cost-oriented pricing, a basic markup is added to the cost of the merchandise to arrive at the price. Here, retail price is considered to be the function of the cost and the markup. A method of determining prices that takes a retail company's profit objectives and production costs into account. These methods include the following: cost plus pricing. The company sets the prices little above the manufacturing cost. For example, if the cost of the product is rupees 600 per unit and the marketer expects 10% profit, then the selling price is set at rupees 660. Next, markup pricing. The markups are calculated as a percentage of the selling price and not as a percentage of the cost price. The formula which is used to determine the selling price is: selling price is equal to average unit cost divided by the selling price. Next, break-even. Break-even pricing. In the retail company determines the level of sales needed to cover all the relevant fixed and variable cost. They break even when there is neither profit nor loss. For example, if the fixed cost is rupees 2 lakh and the variable cost per unit is rupees 15 and selling price is rupees 20, in that case the company is supposed to sell 20 variable cost minus selling price is rupees 5. So 2 lakh fixed cost. So 2 lakh divided by rupees 5 is equal to 40,000 units. So 40,000 units is needed to break even the fixed cost. Hence, the company may plan to sell at least 40,000 units to be profitable. If it is not possible, then it has to increase the selling price. The following formula is used to calculate the break-even point. Contribution is equal to selling price minus variable cost per unit. Next, target return pricing. The retail company set prices in order to achieve a particular return on investment. This can be calculated using the formula: target return price is equal to total cost plus desired percentage of return on investment whole divided by the total sales in units. Suppose take for example the total investment is rupees 10,000 and the desired return on investment is 20% and the total cost is rupees 5,000 and the total expected sales in units is 1000. Then the target return prices will be total cost is 5,000 plus desired percentage of return on investment is 20% divided by 20% on 10,000, that is 2,000 divided by total sale in units, that is 1,000, which the target return price will be rupees 7 per unit, which is so target return price in this method it ensures that the price exceeds all cost and contributes to profit. Next is early cash recovery pricing. When market forecasts depict short life, it is essential for the price sensitive product segments such as fashion and technology to recover the investment. Sometimes the company anticipates the entry of a larger company in the market. In these cases, the companies price their products to shorten the risks and maximize short term profit. Next is competition oriented pricing strategy. When a retail company sets the prices for its product depending on how much the competitor is charging for a similar product, it is competition oriented pricing. Under that, first is competitors parity. The retail company may set the price as close as the giant competitor in the market. Second is discount pricing discount pricing. A product is priced at a low cost if it is lacking some feature than the competitor's product. Next is a differential pricing strategy. The company may charge different prices for the same product or service. And that first is customer segment pricing. The price is charged differently for customers from different customer segments. For example, customer who purchase online may be charged less as the cost of service is low for the segment of online customers. Next is time pricing. The retailer charges price depending upon time, season, occasion, etc. For example, many resorts charge more for their vacation packages depending on the time of the year. Next, location pricing. The retailer charges the price depending on where the customer is located. For example, front row seats of a drama theatre are charged high price than rear row seats. The other retail pricing strategies are high or low pricing strategies and everyday low pricing strategy. In the high or low pricing strategy, the retailers use high or low pricing strategy frequently, either often weekly, or discount the initial prices for merchandise through sales promotions. However, some customers learn to expect frequent sales and simply wait until the merchandise they want goes on sale and then stock up at the lower prices. So Pantaloon uses a high or low pricing strategy. Next is everyday low pricing. Many retailers, particularly the supermarkets, home improvement centers and discount stores, have adopted an everyday low pricing strategy. This strategy emphasizes the continuity of retail prices at a level somewhere between the regular non-sale price and the deep discount sale price of high or low retailers. Although everyday low pricing strategy retailers embrace their consistent pricing strategy, they occasionally have sales, just not as frequently as their high or low competitors. The term everyday low pricing is somewhat misleading because low doesn't mean the lowest. Although retailers using EDLP strive for low prices, they aren't always the lowest prices in the market. At any given time, a sale price at a high or low retailer may be the lowest price available in a market. To reinforce their EDLP strategy, many retailers have adopted a low price guarantee policy that guarantees the retailers will have the lowest price in a market for products it sells. The guarantee usually promises to match or better any lower price found in the market and might include a provision to refund the differences between the seller's offer price and the lower price. Big Bazaar uses everyday lower pricing in India. Advantages of retail pricing strategies. First one, it increases the profits. High or low pricing allows the retailers to charge higher prices to customers who are not in price sensitive and will pay the high price and to charge lower price to price sensitive customers who will wait for the low sale price. Next, second is it creates excitement. Get them while they last. Atmosphere often occurs during a sale. Sales draw a lot of customers, and a lot of customers create excitement. Some retailers augment low prices and advertising with the special in-store activities such as product demonstration, giveaways, and celebrity appearances and all. Next is sells merchandise. Sales allow retailers to get rid of the slow selling merchandise. So the everyday low pricing approach has its own advantages. So the advantages of everyday low pricing are it assures the customers of low prices. Many customers are skeptical about initial retail prices. They have become conditions to buying only on sale, the main characteristic of a higher low pricing strategy. The EDLP strategy lets the customer know what they will get the same low prices every time they patronize the EDLP retailer. So the customers do not have to read the ads and wait for items they want to go on sale. Next is it reduces the advertising and operating expenses. The stable prices caused by the EDLP limit the need for the weekly sale advertising used in the high or low strategy. In addition, EDLP retailers do not have to incur the labor cost of changing price tags and signs and putting up sale signs and all. Last is it reduces the stockouts and improves the inventory management. The EDLP approach reduces the large variations in demand caused by the frequent sales with the large markdowns. As a result, retailers can manage their inventories with more certainty. Fewer stockouts mean more satisfied customers, resulting in higher sales. In addition, a more predictable customer demand pattern enables a retailer to improve the inventory turnover by reducing the average inventory needed for special promotions and backup stock.